Civic heads from across Kent visited the Isle of Sheppey at the invitation of Swale Mayor Cllr Ben Martin. They toured the Aviation Museum at Eastchurch to learn about the pioneers of British flying, and then called at the Criterion Theatre in Bluetown for a fish and chip lunch and entertainment from the Criterion Strummers ukulele band. The mayors came from Ashford, Bromley, Faversham, Folkestone, Maidstone, Medway, Sevenoaks and Tunbridge Wells. The visit was part of a campaign by the relaunched Island Forum to promote Sheppey. Its next meeting at the Criterion is at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, January the 7th. All are welcome.
It's a chain, it's an anchor chain, that's what it's
You're all a little bit earlier than we planned, so I'm going to change things slightly and take you round the museum first before you eat. So the museum's over 3 floors. We do have a lift as well, and then after that we'll feed you. All right? Okay. So my name's Jenny. This is my retirement project that's got a bit out of hand. So when you go round, if you just bear that in mind, that when we bought the building in 2004, it was derelict and we bought it for a kitchen showroom business. So running a museum and a music hall was never on the agenda. So we were asked to show a history film in here. So we put a piece of paper on the wall, half-hour film on Bluetown, expected 20 people and 100 came. So then I thinking, why? I lived on the island, had no idea of its history, and then we kept getting asked to do that film over and over again. Then the doc said, we've restored 2 figureheads, we've got nowhere for them to go. So then we donated 2 figureheads, which were amongst the bathroom displays. So you've got to bear this in mind, this was not a plan. Then people started bringing bits and pieces in to us. We also discovered that the building had been built as a music hall in 1868, we didn't know that. We didn't know that the front had been a 3-storey hotel that was bombed in World War I. And so the more you find out, the bigger this picture becomes. The other side of our wall is Sheerness Dockyard, and again, hugely important. So our top floor is all about our maritime history, explaining about the dockyard, why and how, and loads of things. So upstairs we've got a full-size replica of the cannon from the Victory. Someone said they'll make me a cannon, I'm thinking it's about that big. No, it's a full-size replica. I get phone calls from everyone really, from Peel Ports to say, we're just going to take 2 blocks off the Montgomery because they're not safe, do you want them? And so I've got 2 of the blocks from the Montgomery out the front, plus an anchor they brought. When you go into the music hall later on, you'll see our grand piano, because when I discovered that the building was a music hall, I thought, wouldn't it be great to restore it? I just retired, and I think when you just retire, you think you can do anything. Had no money, so anyone who was listening, I would say, I need a grand piano, chandelier and bone china. So I got a phone call to say, we found you a grand piano. It's in an Art Deco house in Minster on the island, which is actually built in the shape of a grand piano. You can Google it. You think I'm mad after a while. So they said, you can get the piano, it costs you £300. We hadn't got £300. A visitor came in and said, I'll buy it for you. Never met the person before. So we asked our piano tuner to go and check it out. And he said, you've got to get it because it's a Bechstein.
Oh my God.
But you have 3 days to get it out of the house before the house goes to auction. So we found a removal company that had a piano shoe, and they said, I'll do it for you on a Sunday morning. The challenge is that you've got to get 5 fit guys under the age of 40 at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning. So I got one of my boys, and then we thought, who could we ask that lifts heavy things? So we asked the undertakers. Are you getting how we work here? So not only is it a Bechstein, it's an 1870 Bechstein. This building was built in 1868, and there are only 2 of them in the country, the other one's in the Royal Opera House. So as you go round, you can see how we've collected all of these things, and hopefully you enjoy it. So volunteer-wise, who have I got down there? Mike, could you just all point people, and Leslie, to the top floor. If half of you go to the top floor, and I'll take the other half of the middle floor, and then we'll swap round.
Yes, I love that. Chop and change. Yeah.
Are you right with stairs? You said it was a private.
That's a big running plan.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, so why Sheppey?
I plan to do all areas of the borough over the course of my time, but I thought Sheppey had to be the first. Sheppey has so much history, and far too many people, when you say Sheppey, they go, "Oh, what's Sheppey? It's just a prison." It's so much more than that. Sheppey has this amazing history and amazing potential. We've been down to Eastchurch Aviation Museum this morning, showing the historic position that Sheppey played in the first flights in Britain and around Britain. We've also looked into the World War II elements, which is perfect given the time of year that we're in as we come up to Remembrance Sunday. And then we've come here to the Criterion to see a bit more of the history of Bluetown and the dockyard. Sheppey plays an integral role in the history of the whole of Kent and the whole of the United Kingdom. And actually, when you look around, Sheppey is a beautiful place with a wonderful community. We just have to get people outside of Sheppey to see what we see when we come here. And from the mayors that I've spoken to or have come and spoken to me after the event so far today, there's an awful lot that are going away with a real positive impression of Sheppey, and are going to be telling their people about how great it is to come here, and planning some visits with their own local schools already. So hopefully we can get a bit more investment in this direction and really help Sheppey get on the tourism map once again.
Away, didn't it?
Oh, brilliant. Oh my God. Yeah, he was right.
You can sit at the front. You sit along the front, we don't mind.
Let's see what we said. Wasn't it? Not this.
So Jenny, how's it gone today?
I think it's done extremely well today, and the words from the Mayor of Swale about how Sheppey's a lot more than prisons. We've got so much history, I think resounded with with the audience that we had of all the different mayors of Swale, but also with our volunteers and the ukulele group and Sheppey Court. Yeah, the island is special.
I'm going to DJ and have a little puppet.